Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. We have had a request for hips today, which means we're going to be working on hips. So let us begin in a seated meditation. As a reminder, your seated meditation could be in a chair. It could be on a meditation cushion, legs crisscross like me. It could be legs out in front. It could be anything that you like. Just find something that is comfortable for you. And for me, I don't want the cushion today, so I'm getting it out of the way. Great. Then shut your eyes down and bring your hands somewhere on your body. So your palms might be on your knees. Maybe you take a mudra. You could put your pointer and thumb finger together gently, palms face up. Or maybe if it feels better today, you might bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. You did it. You made it to class. You showed up. Not always easy, right? But you are here. And so let's make the most of this hour together. First, by dropping out of your day, out of your to-do list, and into your physical body. How do we do that? Well, first, take a deep breath in. And exhale. Feel your body relax. Again, draw your breath deep into your abdomen as you inhale. And exhale, just relax. Close the mouth. And start to deepen your breath. Might be the first time all day you've been aware of your breath, right? So make it count. Inhaling, belly button will kind of move out as the diaphragm moves down. Exhaling and emptying the lungs. One of the greatest challenges for us as humans is to stay in the present moment. Because after all, the present is where everything is happening. It's where we make change to affect the future. It's where we can change our perspective, maybe on how we feel about the past. Present is the one thing that is in our control. And we spend so much time existing outside of it. So today's intention for class is simple. We are going to be in the present. Feel the sensations of the body, sensations of the breath. Maybe even listen to what the body and the mind are trying to say as we slow down. Deep breath in and out. On your next inhale, blink your eyes open slowly. If you know Ujjayi breath, you might constrict the back of your throat slightly to make it sound like an ocean wave as we get into the movement for class. So take your feet out to the side and come to a wide-legged seat. You can continue facing forward on your mat as long as you feel supported in the heels. And now there's an option like kind of wide or really wide. I'd like you to take it somewhere in the middle, right? Something that's a little bit more comfortable. Then reach your hands under your butt and pull the flesh out from under your butt. So you start to tilt the pelvis backwards. Hands can come to the ground here. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale and try to fold, lead with the chest. So fold as far as you can until the chest stops, and then start to round through the spine. And you might be here, and that's fine. You might be rounding. But if you can, imagine as you're pushing the chest forward, you're pushing the pelvis backward. So two opposing actions. Inhale. And then as you exhale, belly button pulls in. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper, these little micro adjustments. Again, inhale. Exhale, see if you can get a little deeper. Once more, full breath in. And then exhale, fold down. All right, next breath, lift yourself up very slowly. Maybe walk the hands. If you don't have far to go, just roll the shoulders up to the ears and slide them down your back to ensure you're sitting nice and tall. Now let's bring the hands behind the hips. The fingertips will point forward. So fingertips are pointing this direction. Roll the shoulders back, and it's like you're lounging on the beach. This is not a very ladylike pose, and that's fine with me. I'm gonna roll the shoulders back and then slowly zip my legs together, little by little by little. No effort, just kind of sliding into the midline. And then come back to center. Inhale the hands high, and we'll fold again. This time, in your forward fold, I would like you to push your ankles towards one another, your knees towards one another, and your thighs to one another. So instead of a focus on the spine here, can you engage in the muscles on the inside of the thigh? You should feel this. There's little tiny muscles in there, and it might be hard to get the effort, but as you squeeze in more and more, you should start to feel it. Then continue that constant pressure in the leg. And with the constant pressure in the leg, fold the head and chest down to the mat. Great. Take two more breaths. Again, inhale. Exhale. All right, inhale, lift up. Keep zipping the legs into the midline, and then walk the hands back, just like you're chilling on the beach. Again, it's a beautiful day, right? Now, zip the legs wide, and then bring your right foot into the inside of the left thigh. Start to sit up. Find that angle of pushing the butt out, the chest forward. So we're not going to fold forward here, but I still want chest forward, spine lengthening, butt out. Your left hand can come towards the left shin as you reach the right hand high and start to do a side bend over. Now, this is a pretty familiar pose in yoga. Sometimes we're like, oh, this is such a nice side bend, right? You can kind of just chill out. But today, instead of just bending and letting the hand fall, reach the hand straight up and over the head. Push your right hip down to the ground as you simultaneously push your left heel down into the mat. So what's happening is you're locking the right hip, right knee, and left heel down as you reach as far as you can. You should feel a nice big stretch in the right side of your body. Your right shoulder rolls back and opens as you hold for 3, 2. Great. 1, inhale, come up. Both hands high. And then exhale, hands can either come behind you, laying back on the beach, or maybe you bring them to heart center, and we're just going to swap the feet out. You could challenge yourself by trying to lean back, swap the feet and hover briefly, and then come back down. You'll inhale, hands up. Exhale, same concept. Come on over, side bend to the side. So you might be here, 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 here. You could come down, bring the forearm down. But I don't care so much about what this arm is doing. More, push the right heel into the ground first. Drive that foot into the ground. Push the left hip down and the left knee down. So it's almost like you're trying to close the legs down and in together as you reach your left arm straight up over your head. So really think about straightening through the arm versus kind of this like, I'm hanging out here, right? Engaging, continue pushing the right hip down and hold. Belly button in, left shoulder back. If I were to look at you, your chest isn't closing down to the ground, it's opening. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Inhale, come on up, reach the hands high. And then exhale, hands by your sides. You might bring them down to the ground, or you might bring them to the chest. We are going to come to a tabletop pose without using our hands. Those of you who are familiar, you know how to do this. Try to get there in your own way. I don't know what you might do this. You could roll to the knees, right? You could be really strange and come to like a frog sit and then walk your way there like a weirdo. Find your way to tabletop, wrists on your shoulders, knees on your hips. I encourage you as you practice with me, maybe every time you try to find a new way, right? All right, let's do something a little more familiar. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, gaze forward, cow pose. Exhale, tuck the chin and round into cat. Close your eyes as you do this. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back. This time you gaze at the third eye, right? The center of the forehead, eyes are closed. Exhale, tuck the chin and round. Cat. Take another couple rounds. And this is that first moment of, I'm going to be so present in my body today, right? What does my body feel like? If you would like to add in other movements, side to side, maybe you sit the butt back. Maybe you want to do a somersault or a cartwheel, go for it. 15 push-ups. I'm never going to stop you. Just listen to the body and continue to breathe for a little bit longer. All right. One more inhale. Exhale back to center tabletop pose. Inhale, walk your hands forward and come to puppy dog pose. So your hips are going to stay in line with your knees. Reach your chest down to the ground and start to open through the heart. You might stay here. This is enough. If you got more mobility in the shoulders, the goal is to eventually have the chest down towards the ground, the chin on the mat gazing forward. If you can't get the chin on the mat, the forehead on the mat, right? We don't want any pinching in the back of the neck, the closing angle. So feel what's best in your body and you'll just hold. Imagine your low back like a ski slope. 3, 2, 1. All right, press yourself up. Walk your hands back. Elbows move backwards and then lower yourself very slowly all the way down to the mat. Come to your belly and you might need to slide yourself back to stay center on the mat. I'm going to give 2 options for this. Let's all start in option 1. So you could bring your forehead onto the top of your hands and then your right knee will, or your left knee will come out to the side. Let's do left first. Left knee comes out to the side to a 90-degree bend. You might need to glance back and make sure your knee is in line with your hip, your knee is in line with your ankle. Flex your foot. If you feel any pressure on the knee, option to grab for something. I've got my little sock here, right? Something to put under the knee for comfort. Just because we want that knee to be padded if need be, pun intended. Get it, guys? Need be. I'm hilarious. Okay. So forehead to the hands. And now take a breath in. Start to push that left knee into the ground while thinking about internal rotation. So the thigh is going to roll in and the foot will lift up off of the mat while keeping the hip down. If you want to peek at me, you can, just to see kind of how the foot lifts. And then exhale, you'll lower the foot back down to the ground. So remember, we work a lot with internal and external rotations of the hips, right? Inhale, internal rotation, lift that foot up. See how high you can get it while still pushing the left hip down to the ground. And then exhale, lower one more time. Inhale, come up. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, you'll lift yourself up onto your forearms in Sphinx pose. So if you want a little bit of height, you can come up into Sphinx. The upper back is here. Remember, you pick what's best. And now you're just cranking that dial, trying to get the thigh to roll in more. If you start to feel a cramp in your hip or your butt, great. That means you're doing it perfectly. Squeeze and reach for 3, 2, perfect. 1, lower the foot down to the ground. And now as you inhale, try to lift the knee up off of the mat. It's not going to lift, spoiler alert, but try to lift it. It might lift it like a tiny bit, but probably not. So just think about lifting. Can you externally rotate the thigh by pushing the left heel down into the mat? Squeeze and push, squeeze and push. We are preparing your hips for some great movement. You're almost there. 3, push the left ankle into the ground, lift the left knee up. 2, great work. 1, and release. Relax the forehead down to the mat. Breath in. And out. All right, let's move on to the opposite side. So right knee is going to come out to the side, same setup. So we start forehead down, pad that knee if you need to. Knee in line with hip, knee in line with ankle, flex your right foot. So the foot is flexed. First, you might find a good stretch. And this is a lot for a lot of people. So if this already feels like a ton, you might be lifting just a tiny bit, starting to find mobility. But when you are ready, Inhale, lift the right heel up off the ground as you internally rotate the thigh, right? How much can you internally rotate? Little by little by little by little. Oh, I look like a car crash victim. Like this looks so strange, right? So strange. Exhale, lower down. Okay, inhale, lift up, squeeze. You're gonna get a little bit more every single time. Exhale, lower down. Once more, inhale, lift up. How much can you rotate through that hip? Hold here. Option to come up to Sphinx pose as we do this last movement, trying to find internal rotation as much as you can. Continue to rotate through the thigh, flex through the foot. Hold for 3. If you're in Sphinx, don't let your shoulders chill, right? Push in and extend. 2. Take a breath in. 1. Great work. Exhale, lower down. Head comes down to the mat. Now you're going to do the opposite. Push your right ankle into the mat. Try to lift your right knee up off of the mat. Again, like I said, if you're lifting, that is crazy because mine comes nowhere near lifting, which is totally fine. Push more, right ankle, right heel down into the ground. Try to lift the knee up. Lift, lift, lift. Hold and squeeze. You should feel all that tissue on the inside of the hip. 3, firing up. 2, squeeze and lift. 1, all right, great. Relax. Take a breath in. And then zip the feet together, come back. Your mobility work for the day is done. You did it. Awesome work. Slide the hands back by your sides. Roll your shoulders back. Curl your toes under. Press up to tabletop pose. And then when you are ready, you might start to lift the butt, lead with the tailbone, right? Up and back into downward facing dog. But make it a slow movement. Once you're in down dog, first down dog of the day, a reminder that tabletop is always there. If you don't want to do down dog, if it doesn't feel good in the shoulders, you could stay in tabletop. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend in your knees and walk yourself one toe at a time. Maybe knees are super bent. Maybe they're straight to the top of the mat. Try to keep as much weight as in your hands as you can, and then fold into Uttanasana. Head is heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. I want to pause here because I found a new way to work on halfway lift. It's funny, this is a bit of a troubling pose for people, and it makes sense because it's weird. So instead, today, come up and lift yourself up. Bring your hands to your hips. You're about halfway. Keep your hands on your hips. Now, take a micro bend in the knee. Knees are slightly bent. You are not going to move your hips, only your torso and back. So inhale here. Don't move the hips, and exhale, just let your spine round down to the ground. It might not go very, very far, and that's fine, but just think about rounding the spine down. Now, you will inhale, lift up, but only lift the spine. Don't move the hips. Try to bring the chest forward and head up as you squeeze the muscles in the low back. Exhale, fold down. So this is kind of the difference, essentially, to our halfway lift and our fold. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift up, halfway. Notice hips aren't moving. Squeeze. Maybe you lift and be a little bit more dramatic, like me. And then exhale, lower down, spine rounds, head is heavy. One more time, lift up, squeeze low back, and then drop your head so you're gazing at the ground. Then bring the hands wherever they reach on either the thighs, the calves, the shins, somewhere that feels comfortable. Now you're in your half lift, exhale, fold. Great. Good work. You should feel heat in the low back and the hamstrings. If you don't, send me a message after class and we'll talk about it. Inhale, sit your butt back, come to chair pose. We're just going to pass through. And then exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. You are present. First time standing in class. Close your eyes. Push all 10 toes down into the mat. Push your heels down into the mat. Feel the weight of your feet, right? This is our grounding as we spin on this crazy rock that we are all on. Breath in and out. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. This is our chance to practice now. Inhale your halfway lift with or without the hands. It's okay. You can do it no hands too. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank or tabletop pose. So you might be here or you're here. We'll lower down slow. 4, 3, nice and controlled. 2, 1. Inhale, lift up, Sphinx pose. Slide the hands forward. I know we normally do baby cobra, but today we're doing Sphinx. Exhale, slide the hands back, lower the forehead down. We'll do that again Try to lift through the spine. So inhale, lift the spine and head up. Maybe you can just slide the hands forward, Sphinx pose. Exhale, lower the forehead down, hands come back. One more time. Remember, movement starts with head, shoulders back, squeeze in the low back, and then slide the hands forward. Great. Exhale, lower the forehead down, curl the toes under. Option one, if you're feeling fiery already, you can push the knees, lift up, roll the shoulders back, push up to plank. Option two, same thing, but with your knees down, shoulders back, push up to tabletop, and back, leading with the tailbone, downward facing dog. Breath in, and a breath out. Inhale your right leg high, and then look down at your right thigh, roll your thigh in. So internal rotation in the thigh, then try to lift the foot higher. Press into all 10 fingers. So remember, even though we've got one leg lifted, our upper body hasn't changed. We're still in down dog with the upper body. Keep lifting the foot with the internal rotation. How high can you get it? Another breath in. And then exhale, take your knee to your nose, round through the spine. Inhale here. Exhale, step through, low lunge. Lower the back knee down. Option to pad the back knee. Wiggle your right foot forward, and let's come into Anjaneyasana, a few variations. Option one, you might have your hands on the blocks, sinking here. Option two, you might have your hands up. Option three, hands might be on the knee with the shoulders back. Now, you know me. While it's nice to have a little passive stretch where we're like, oh yeah, you feel that left hip flexor so good, right? It's incredible. It's amazing. But in order to get the real power out of it, you are going to pull your right hip back in space, pull your right heel backwards without letting it move, and then try to drag your left knee forwards. Again, it's not going to move, but when we do that, we have that big stretch. It gets so much deeper in the left hip flexor, right? I'm like shaking now as I try to do this. Keep pushing and pulling, tug of war, this direction, right hip back, left hip forward, hold, 3, 2, notice if you're sinking, just pull even more. 1, take a breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Curl your back toe under. Lift your back knee up and stay here. Now, pull your right hip backwards. Push your left hip down to the ground. You have the option, if you really like that first test, to stay, but if you can, try to keep the back knee up. Keep the engagement as you straighten through the left leg. Put your weight into your left hand and then inhale your right hand high and twist open. Nice. So the lower body, once you twisted, didn't change, right? Lower body stuck, doesn't move. Hold. 3, 2, keep reaching through the fingertips. 1, breath in. Exhale, hand comes down. Round through the spine, try to drag and lift that foot up and back, downward facing dog. Great. Push into the hands. Inhale your left leg high right away. So look down at your left thigh. Roll your left thigh inwards. And then once you've got internal rotation of that thigh, now you try to lift the foot. Sink your right heel down. Upper body is in downward facing dog. It hasn't changed, right? Looks exactly the same as if you were in down dog. Hold. Breath in. Exhale, take your knee to your nose. Inhale, look forward, and then step through, low lunge. First, we start with the back knee down. So option like me would be to pad. If I wanted to pad the knee, use a sock, use anything. Then sink down into your Anjaneyasana. You might have hands on the ground, might have them on blocks. Maybe your hands are up high and you're reaching. Maybe hands are on the thigh. If your hands are in the thigh, we have a tendency to kind of like round as we do it. Instead, chest forward, elbows back. So there's really not too much weight in the hands. Sink down into the right hip flexor. Okay, so first, passive, right? Find that little bit of a passive stretch. Then pull your left hip back. Push your right hip down and forward. It's almost like you're trying to drag your right knee to the front of the mat, but you can't, right? It is where it is. But by having this dragging action, that's where we get that deep engagement in the hip flexor. Because we want to stretch, but we want to strengthen. 2, in these poses, these longer holds, this is when my body tends to talk to me a bit more, right? It's easy to be present. Hold for a bit longer. 3, maybe engage more, left hip back, right knee forward. 2, 1, breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Frame the foot. You'll lift the hip up a little, curl the back knee under, lift the back leg up. and then try to sink back down. So same concept, pull the right hip back or left hip back, push the right hip down and forward, big stretch. Then once you're ready, weight goes into your right hand and twist open. But as you twist, before you twist, I want you to think about your lower body doesn't move, only twisting from the upper body. Hips don't change, which is a bit of a difference. A lot of times in class, we might be like, oh, I kind of want to involve my hip in this. But then we let go of that stretch in the right hip flexor, which is really where our intention is driving today. Hold, push the right hand into the ground. 3, 2. Good work. Straighten through the back leg. 1. Breath in. Exhale, sweep your hands down. Try to lift that left foot up. Ooh, and back, downward facing dog. You should feel like you have 2 new hip flexors now. If you don't, I don't know what happened because I got 2 new legs for sure. Inhale, come forward. Plank or tabletop. Exhale, let's lower down slow. 4. Elbows back. Roll the shoulders back. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, slide the hands forward as you lift the chest. Sphinx pose. Ah. And then exhale, slide the hands back, lower the forehead down. Once more, inhale, lift, slide forward. And exhale, lower down. Hands by your sides, curl your toes under. Option 1, plank by lifting the thighs first. Option 2, tabletop. You pick, up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. Inhale, look forward. Step, walk, or hop your feet to your outside of your hands and come to a yogi squat. So find your yogi squat. And now this is always in class. I'm like, let's look around the room. Because like for me, it's a little bit easy for me to sit in a yogi squat, but that means I'm not working very hard. So if you were one of those people where you're like, yeah, chilling, everybody's going to meet with the butt up. So lift your butt up a little bit. Make it so you're working a little bit harder. Now, hands can come to heart center. Press your knees into your elbows into your knees. This is the other. We're trying to work essentially in today's class and all the actions of the hips, right? And I won't name them all, but hopefully you're feeling them all as we move through them. Now, start to push first the knees into the elbows into the knees. Push in, drive in, like you're getting more and more firm, ramping up, push, push, push. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, push your knees away from your elbows. So don't move the elbows, but the knees will just move away from the elbows. And now they're no longer connected. So push the knees behind you, keep pushing behind you, pushing behind you. Hold 3, 2, stay where you are. 1, bring the elbows back to the knees. This is fine, right? We could hold this here all day. I know you're just fine. Now push the knees into the elbows again. Drive it up, push in. You love your hips. You're very present. I bet you are not anywhere else right now, right? We are living in the moment together. Push the knees in harder. Take a breath in. And now push your knees back behind you, back behind you, back behind you, back behind you. How hard can you do it? 3, you got this. 2, now 1, here's the fun part. We're gonna come to standing over a 5 count. 5, I don't know if I can get up. 4, 3, oh my God, 2, and 1. I almost didn't make it. Let's bring the feet together, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your hips. Inhale. Exhale, feel the heat in your body, the heat in your legs. Inhale, sweep your hands up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog. Hold in down dog for 3 breaths. It's crazy with this time change. I just realized it was getting dark in here. All right. Breath in. And out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your way, or if you're really craving a hop, hop to the top of the mat and fold Uttanasana. We are going to move just a little bit with the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Remember where this is working, low back, right? Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose, hands high. Exhale, come to standing, hands by your side, Tadasana. Keep going. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. I'm going to add on briefly. Your option one is to stay here. Remember, internal rotation of that right thigh. Or you can come with me. Exhale, take your right knee to your right tricep. You should be nice and open in the hips to try to reach that knee up there. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, listen, take your right knee to the inside of your right elbow. Externally rotate the thigh. Your thigh will roll out. Bring your shin down to the ground. And we are coming to two options. If you really love pigeon pose, you can do pigeon. If you're like, Madison, no, not for me, you'll come to 90-90. So the only difference is pigeon is here, right? Back knees turned under. If you don't want pigeon, just roll your right thigh out and you come to 90-90. So your left shin is parallel with the side of your mat. Your right shin is parallel with the top of your mat. You might lean off to the side. And now start to drive your right knee down into the ground as you push your right hip backwards. Same thing in pigeon. I want the same exact thing. So if you're in pigeon, you're still driving your right knee down, hip backwards, and try to lift yourself up out of pigeon slightly. So you should be here hovering. This isn't like, oh, yes, Madison, we're just chilling. We're not chilling. We're never chilling. Instead, you're going to lift. If you are in 90-90, same concept. Push the knee down, the hip back, and then think about almost dragging this left hip forward. So a lot of what we do in class is you find the engagement, right? So maybe even if now you can't find it, what will make you feel it? You try things in your own body that I don't even know. I don't even have to cue them, right? You know best. Hold. 3. If you're in pigeon, lift higher. 2, 1. Come down if you're in pigeon, and then we're all going to meet in 90-90. Bring your knee out to the side. So everybody meet here. Again, to check, I'll cue it one more time. Right shin parallel with the top of the mat, left shin parallel with the side. Now bring your right hand to the top of your right knee, your left hand behind you. So push that hand firm into the knee. Then start to externally rotate, i.e. lift this knee up as you keep the left knee on the floor. So you're going to widen as much as you can. And like, you're probably going to be like, I can't go anymore, Madison. No, guess what? If you just keep forcing, but don't let your right knee lift, keep forcing, keep trying to roll onto the outer edge, keep going more. You can do it. Make a face. It's okay. Your legs are strong. You are tough. Hold. 3. You got this. 2. You are almost there. And 1. Awesome. Come back to center. Hands come down in front of your shin. So we're going to transition back to downward facing dog. How will you get there? Option 1, you might wiggle back, bring the feet together, curl the back toe under. Option 2, you might try to curl the back toe under in pigeon, lift the foot up with the torso, and then come back to downward facing dog. Breath in. And out. All right, here we go. Inhale your left leg high. Internally rotate the thigh. Remember, don't forget that hip is always closed unless I say otherwise. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Squeeze up and in. How high can you get it? Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, left leg high. And then just like before, listen carefully. Exhale, take your left knee to the inside of your left elbow. Externally rotate and then put that shin down. Option 1, pigeon pose. And look, I can't see you at home, but if you're at home just chilling, being like, yes, this is the best, remember, you are going to shift the hip up and you'll be lifting in your pigeon up off of the mat. Option 2 will be 90-90. I'll spin around this way so you can see it. Your left shin parallel with the front of your mat, your right shin parallel with the side. You could be leaning off to the side, but you'll start to turn forward, bringing the belly button over that right thigh. Now push your right knee down, push your left knee down, your left hip back. Think about pulling your right knee and your left hip forward without letting them move. So much what we do is this subtle movement, right? But all it takes is like one little subtle engagement. Remember, you're still lifting if you're in pigeon. One little subtle engagement to change the pose for us completely. Finding that hip opening, pulling. 3. If you're in pigeon, your hands might be high up to the ceiling. 2. And then 1, release and relax. You can sink into that back hip. Those of you in pigeon will meet us in 90-90. Place your left hand on top of your left knee. Not moving, right? This knee is glued to the mat. Right hand comes behind you. Lean back like you're lounging on the beach. All right, now start to lift the right knee up. Open, 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 open. How much can you open? Keep going. Go more. Go more. And when you think you can't, and then check and make sure that that left knee isn't lifting because he's sneaky. It's a sneaky knee. A little bit more. 3. Make a face. 2. And 1. Great work. Come back down. Turn forwards. Make your way to down dog. Option 1, zip the legs together. Curl the back toe under. Option 2, you might stay with the shin forward. Come to pigeon, push, lift up. Bring the foot with you. And then come up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel however you want to the top of the mat and fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, push through a chair pose, reach the hands high, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands by your side, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your hands up, look up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Option to stay here, option to rest in child's pose, or come with me forward to plank or tabletop. Lower down slow, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, back bend as you lift first, then slide the hands forward into Sphinx pose. Exhale, lower the head down, hands come by your sides. Roll your shoulders back, curl your toes under. Maybe lift the thighs, push up and back to either plank or tabletop, and then downward facing dog. Don't yell at me when I cue this, okay? Just be prepared. Inhale, look forward. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at me. Exhale, hop your feet to the outside of your hands, come to a yogi squat. I told you not to be mad. So you have to listen. That's how the rules go. All right, find your yogi squat. And then when you're chill, remember, we're not gonna be chill. I'm not gonna, just hang with me for a second. Lift your butt up out of your yogi squat. Great. Squeeze your knees into your elbows into your knees. You might even be up here. That's fine. Wherever you are, push knees into elbows. I'm gonna make you do this 1 time. Now, inhale. Exhale, push your knees out behind you. Hold and squeeze. 3, 2, great work. 1, listen carefully. Option 1, you're gonna bring your hands down, somehow come to a seat, however works. Option 2, maybe you try it. Sink the butt as low as you can get. Tuck your tailbone slightly, right? So I'm bringing my butt down to the mat already. Reach your hands forward and then just prop yourself onto your butt and we'll come and meet in a seat with our hands by our sides. So we will all meet here. Great, easy peasy, right? Easy peasy, you crushed it. Now inhale, lift your right leg up. And then let's slide the left foot out for a little bit. Like left, keep it on the ground, but slide it out. External rotation of the thigh, bend in your right knee and bring your ankle to the top of that knee. So if this feels hard on the hands, you could have the hands pointing backwards. You can have them pointing sideways. I don't care what your hands are doing. Find a comfortable way to find this figure 4 stretch. Once you're in the stretch, maybe you're like, Madison, you know what? Now that I have my foot there, because this is the hard part, right? Trying to do it without our hands to bring our hand on top of that knee or our ankle on top of that knee. Then slide the foot as close as you can get it to the butt. Push your right knee out to the side. Push your ankle into your knee. Awesome. You should feel, hopefully, a stretch in that outer glute. The more you push, the more you'll feel that engagement. Now reach the chest up towards the ceiling. Maybe open the throat slightly. Option to stay here. Or if you want to play with this reverse tabletop variation, and this is just if you feel like doing it, you might lift the butt up off the ground, push the knee into the ankle as you lift and come to tabletop. Option to drop the head back. Remember, everything's just an option, and then come back down. We'll meet everybody else. I like to turn my wrists backwards as soon as I get here. Push knee out, finding a good stretch. All right, great. We're going to move to the opposite side without using our hands. So first, try to not move your left knee. Try not to move the left knee. And then can you straighten through that right leg? Bend, and then let's land the right foot a little further down to make life easy for ourselves, right? Inhale the left leg high. Externally rotate. Your leg might be here, that's fine too. Bend into the knee. bend, and then draw and find yourself in that figure four shape. Flex through your left foot, push your left knee down. As much as you can, push your left ankle into the top of the knee. So if you look at me too, it's like right above my ankle bone is where most of the pressure is. So it's actually above the ankle bone itself, because then when I do that, I can get a little bit more force, right? A little bit more engagement. And see what muscles turn on once you start to push. Where do you start to feel the fatigue in your body? Hold here, option. If you'd like to turn the hands back towards you, coming to our reverse tabletop variation as you lift, head back, hips up. Remember, everything's a suggestion. I just have weird ideas and share them. Breath in. Lower down if you're up. We'll meet everybody back and maybe turn the fingers back one more time in our nice figure four stretch. Okay, coming out. Take an inhale. And then straighten the leg. Try to lift. Exhale, feet together. Sit up and then wrap your hands around your shins. Give your knees a little bit of hug. Bring your forehead towards your shins for a few breaths. Great opportunity to just send yourself a little compassion. Take 3 more breaths. All right, inhale. Once you've taken 3, no rush. You could be still finishing, that's fine. Lift your head up. And then exhale, extend the legs out in front of you. Bring your hands to heart center. You are going to find tabletop pose without using your hands. And maybe you do it a different way than you did it the last time. So find something strange. I'm going to do this. Look. Wiggling. Elbows don't count, I don't think. Find your tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Great work. I see some good moves there. Nice job, everybody. Okay, toes curl under. Lead with the tailbone. Push the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Almost there. Breath in. And out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel however you want to the top of the mat and fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide through chair pose, lift all the way up, look high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands by your sides, Siddhasana, let us balance. Shift your weight over into your right leg. So strong in the right leg. And then you'll make a kickstand with your left. So notice my toes are on the ground, heel is a kickstand, coming towards tree pose. We're gonna do something different today, but we are all going to go as far as we want. I could have said that better. You stop when you want, that's what I meant. So articulate. All right, slide your foot up your calf and see if you're here, maybe you move between these two and you stay and work with the hands extended, finding tree. Remember, if you're in tree, this is nice, but like for some reason, do you see how I wobbled as soon as I did that? Once you're reaching the arms up as straight as you can, you're more engaged in all the muscles in your body, so you stay more firm in your tree pose. If that feels okay, you might try to lift the foot up, lift the hip as high as you can, lift, 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 and then bring that foot to the inside of the thigh without the help of your hand. If you're like really close and you're annoyed, you could lift that foot up a little bit higher, but I want you to try it without the hands first, because how do we get better without trying that? Okay, now extend. You might stay in tree pose for a few more breaths. Remember, we're just playing with the movements of the hips today. Or you could come to a figure four, which means you'll keep your foot where it is, but just slide it to the top of the thigh. Oh, look at that. Now my ankle's on top of my thigh, and I'll sit my butt back. Hands could come to heart center if your arms are tired. I'm cheating, my arms are tired. You can keep yours high if you're feeling a little bit more fire, right? Okay, we're all going to move out of it together. So if you're in figure four, come back up. Here's the challenge. Hands come back high. Try to lift your foot into tree pose. And then we'll slide the foot down the leg, the calf. Find your kickstand. Great. Feet together, hands by your side, Tadasana. So if you were holding that first version of tree the whole time from here to here, it's actually almost harder than if you're moving because you really have to stay with that sensation, right? One solid movement. Breath in and out. All right, let's do the other side. Shift your weight over into your left leg. First, find the kickstand. I like my hands and my hips to begin. I don't know why. See if that works for you. It's kind of like the biofeedback, right? Option to stay here or just try to slide that foot up the calf. And this is your opportunity to just play, right? Pretend you're like a little child and you're trying to be like, look, mom, look what I can do. And you're just going to give it a shot. So now you might try to lift that knee up as high as you can get it. Lift, 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 lift. And then bring the foot to the inside of the thigh without using the hand. If that's never happening, but you know you can get your foot up there. After you try it one time, you're welcome to reach down, grab for the foot. And then remember, extend the arms high. So instead of having them like a basket, which maybe looks like pretty, I want your arms like railroad tracks reaching up. It's driving the left foot, the left heel down, arms extend and reach. Really strong in the legs. All right, option to stay here, and you might breathe and have laser focus, or you slide the right ankle atop the left knee, figure four, literally looks like a four, and then sit the butt back, 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 back. If you're lazy like me and you're like, I'm gonna bring my hands to heart center when I'm down here, that's fine too. All working in this little flow, and when you fall out, you fall back in. Let's come out the same way we came in. So if you are low with me, you'll start to lift up, come to standing, and then slide that foot back to the inside of the thigh. Try not to use your hands. Reach the hands up high. Then slide the foot down to the calf where we'll meet quite a few people holding. You guys are the real MVPs because you've been balancing in this one spot the whole time. Slide down, foot to ankle, and then eventually hands by your sides, Tadasana. Close your eyes. Great work. Breath in and out. Feel the beat of your heart. Feel the heat in your legs. The sensation of what it is to be alive in this exact moment. And what a gift it is to share it with all of you. Inhale. Exhale. All right, inhale, sweep your hands up, walk your feet together, look high. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. You've crushed it. We're coming down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe you do no hands, really feeling the spine lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step back to either plank or tabletop. Our last one, lower down slow. 4, 3, 2, great work. 1. Inhale, lift up, slide the hands forward, Sphinx pose. Exhale, slide the hands back, forehead to the mat. And then easiest thing ever, just roll over onto one side and flip yourself onto your back like a little pancake. I should make pancakes soon. I haven't had pancakes in forever. Okay. Find a bridge pose. Walk your feet hip width distance apart. Palms come down by your sides. And now remember, as we cool down, you are able to take more passive options. So option 1, lift your hips high, come to a bridge pose. Option 2, maybe you take a supported bridge. So you could even just take a pillow or a block or anything to support that hip lift. We will be here for 4 more breaths. So if your hips are lifted and you're in full bridge, try to pull the feet towards the hips without letting them move. You should feel the posterior chain of your body just kind of fire up, right? As soon as you have that little tug and hold. Once you've taken 5 breaths, only you know when that is. You can either remove your block or lower down one vertebra at a time, which you can do once you remove the block too, right? All the way down to the mat. Great work. And then inhale. Let's take, this should be familiar, your left ankle on top of your right knee, a figure four stretch again. Option to stay here and just chill. Your hips should be nice and open. Or if you want, you can draw that knee up into the chest, no hands, and then try to reach the right leg up to the sky. Then, once that right leg is up, you might bring the hands towards the calf, towards the ankle. But notice the real challenge here is if you are grabbing this right leg, even if it's straight, a reminder you could always take the figure four stretch here. If it's straight, keep pushing the left knee out to the side as you pull the leg down and in. Head is relaxed. Think about trying, even if they're lifted, to pin the shoulder blades down to the mat. Keep pushing that left knee out. One more breath in. And then exhale, release the hands. Try to keep the foot where it is, roughly. And then bring the hands down to the ground by your sides. You'll come out same way you came in. And then let's move on to the other side and take the same steps that you took on the first side. So it's likely that we all kind of got there in a different way, right? Maybe you pause briefly at a point, but when you're ready, you can draw the left knee in towards the chest, push the right knee out, no hands first. Maybe you want the figure four stretch, or maybe you start to try to straighten that leg up to the sky while using the strength of your right leg to push that right knee out and open. No matter what you've chosen, work on pinning your shoulder blades down to the mat. Slow the breath. And if the mind starts to wander, be like, oh no, you are being present. You are staying right here. You are staying where the exciting stuff is happening. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release. Maybe try to keep the foot where it is first and then come out very slowly, feet down to the ground. Take your time getting there. I'm going to give a few options to end class. We have just a few more minutes. So if you would like to take any free movement, you can do it now. Just listen to your body. Remember, it doesn't have to be yoga poses. It could be whatever you want. If you're like, Madison, I am not ready for Shavasana yet, but I do want to keep moving, but I don't know what to do. You can draw your right knee into your chest, take your left leg long and twist over to the left side. So either free movement or twisting with me. Let the body surrender if you're in the twist. No more clenching, no more squeezing. And then move on to the other side if you're twisting. About another 30 seconds if you've got free movement. So even out both sides of the movement. Allow your heart rate to slow down. Maybe you can even focus on it and be like, little by little, less and less. And then come back to center. And draw your knees towards your chest. Maybe give yourself a hug. Those of you who are moving, let's all make our way into Shavasana, feet wide, palms face up to end the practice. Let your body be heavy on the mat. Shut your eyes. And then before you drift off, I'd like to try one more of my favorite ways to stay present. So, first, focus on three things that you can feel. Maybe points of pressure on the mat. Maybe it's a breeze on your skin. Maybe your heartbeat. Allow your eyes to gently open if they're closed. Keep them very heavy. Notice three things you can see. And then to seal the practice, close your eyes. Notice three things that you can hear. Inhale. Exhale, Shavasana. If you would like to remain in Shavasana for a bit longer, please just shut off this video and drift back off. But if you are ready to move out of your practice, you can begin by reawakening your body with small movements, maybe in the fingers, the toes. And then allow those movements to get larger. Option to reach the hands above the head. Take a morning stretch. Your second time waking up today. Extend through the feet. Point the toes. And then draw one knee towards the chest and the other. And roll over onto your favorite side using your arm as a pillow in fetal pose. Then when you're ready, push yourself up. Comfortable seat. Hands can come somewhere on the body. A grounding touch to start. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, slide them down your back. And then bring your hands together at heart center or maybe two palms over the heart. Take a breath in. And exhale, bow your chin in gratitude. Inhale, lift the head back up. Slowly blink your eyes open. Get reacquainted with your space. Thank you all. Fantastic work today. I hope your hips are feeling hippie and wonderful. As always, if you have any questions, stick around and chat with me after class or send me an email or a message. I would love to chat and just learn more about you and your practice. If that's it, I will see you next Sunday for the Sunday Sweat Club at 5 p.m. Okay. Love you all. Bye.